Welcome to another Thread Level Orange. Today is I guess it's going to be sort of a reactionary video. Recently, some parties, I don't want to name names, but some parties have claimed that I was a traitor. And what LB doesn't know is that a traitor is only deemed a traitor when they are on the wrong side of history. And so today I want to kind of discuss other traitors and what they've done for the world. I have my notes right here, so sorry if I look down once in a while. I need to refer them. I wanted to be accurate as much as possible. So my first traitor, first defector, is Albert Einstein, who, by the way, is looking super classy in fuzzy slippers. Yeah, those have been around forever. Albert Einstein, he was born in German, educated in German. He was actually a professor in Germany. And then when the Nazis took power, they started referring to, they had the sort of anti-intellectualism, and they were referring to his theory of relativity and such as Jewish physics. There were German magazines that were putting him on a top 10 list of not yet hanged. There was a $5,000 bounty on his head, so he's like, I'm outie. He defected to the U.S., he worked on the Manhattan Project. So, in the eyes of the Nazis, this man is a big old traitor. Big old traitor. Albert Einstein. Makes you think. The next one I want to mention is Mordecai Vanunu. Kind of doing the casual thing, with the flannel shirt and the necklace and jean, or looks like slacks. He had a hell of a thing going on for him. He was a nuclear technician in Israel in the 80s. At the time, Israel was claiming that all their nuclear work was purely for civilian purposes, which was not accurate. So Vanunu defected and told the United States, no, there's bombs there, dude. He leaked it to the British press. He was then lured to Italy by Mossad, and then they drugged him and tortured him and kept him in prison for 18 years. So, Mordecai Vanunu, Israeli traitor. I want to point out another traitor. Oleg Penkovsky. Oleg Penkovsky, looking pensive. He was a snazzy dresser. He looked good in his German uniform too, or Russian uniform. But he worked for the KGB. He is the one who leaked to the United States that there may be some missile sites in Cuba. By giving you that information, the United States was able to photograph these areas with U-2 spy planes, and see, there definitely were missile sites in Cuba. The Cuban Missile Crisis. It has been said that his information prevented the crisis from turning into the last World War. As in everyone dies. He was killed and cremated trying to get to the United States. Russian traitor! Russian traitor! And lastly, Benedict Arnold. This is the one I was called by certain parties. Benedict Arnold. A lot of people don't know about Benedict Arnold. Let's take a look at what's really true about Benedict Arnold. He was a very successful Revolutionary War general. He helped capture Fort Ticonderoga, and he helped win at the Battle of Saratoga, which were both considered huge turning points in the Revolutionary War. He even went into debt for the war. He spent his own money for the war effort. And what did he get for that? He was never given credit for what he did at those battles. He was never, he was constantly passed over for promotion. He was constantly being brought up on charges of corruption, but acquitted because there was actually no evidence for this. And so he's looking at this going, this new government may be worse than the old one. I'm looking at this from the inside and going, these guys are super corrupt. So because of that, he gave the British information. And yes, unfortunately that did lead to loss of life. And on top of that, he was incarcerated, set to be hung, and then mutilated. But unfortunately for, I guess, everyone else, he fell off the scaffolding before the hanging and broke his neck on that fall, thus being killed. So, yes, Benedict Arnold, I was called that by certain parties, but if you look at the details, if you actually learn about it, instead of just looking at it on the surface and going with, what we have in the world as far as, oh, he's a real Benedict Arnold, you learn it's more nuanced than that. And that's the case for me as well. It's just much more nuanced than he's making it out to be. And with that, I just want to remind you all, vote for Jason. I'm voting for Jason. You should vote for Jason. At least do not vote for LB, because he is definitely corrupt and he's definitely in the pocket of corporate shills and all that jazz. And just, he's definitely dishonest. And I don't think he truly understands America. Thank you.